Hello, beautiful. This is my video about pushing through fears that have been paralyzing me for way too long. So I ask that you bear with me because this is hard. I actually didn't think I'd manage to come over and do it today, but here I am. First, let me give you a little bit of context. One, I'm Annie, and I have lived with chronic illness for my entire life. From the time I was 11 years old, I had ulcerative colitis. At 28 years old, I had reconstructive surgery. And ever since, well, I guess when you have an autoimmune body, even if you remove the part that are sick, it'll find a way to keep messaging you. So I've been sick ever since, and I've lived with chronic, all kinds of things for, wow, like more than 45 years. And in my life, I have really felt that I'm going to use a big word here, but that my mission was to talk about the experience and being somebody who speaks the things that people with chronic illness think and do not say. And I had this big epiphany a few years ago that yes, indeed, this is what I meant to do. I did a video back then about that. You can see it, I'll link it in the comments and above. So I had this big epiphany that if I was going to start an online business, I had to include the chronic illness part of me in my messaging. And so back then I started a website, couple little blogs, and then, of course, because it's such a big deal, we know how it goes when something really scares you or your ego doesn't want you to break through because it's really happy with maintaining the misery that we feel. Well, life happened with all kinds of good reasons and excuses so that I kept postponing, and a year and a half later I tried again, and then life happened again. My husband got sick, and then we decided to start a video channel together, and I was thinking, well, as long as we do this, then I don't need to work on my channel talking about chronic illness. Any possible way to avoid. You know, those things that you feel like every time you get to them, life or your own fear or whatever it is, it just like makes you zigzag around. It's just like you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I know it's really important for myself, for my life, for my healing, for my evolution. And this is what I need to do, what I need to tackle, what I need to open up about. And then it's like, yeah, but not now. Oh, but look what's happening now. Certainly is not the right time, right? So that's been going on with me for years. And then a few months ago, my husband, Dan, unexpectedly had to leave for a few months working away. And whenever something like that happens in our lives, we always, each on our side and together, think, okay, why is this happening and how is it for us and how can we take advantage of a situation that we really didn't want to see happen? I could feel there was something big that was about to happen for me. And then he left, and it took me like weeks before I realized, oh, that thing is that thing. As aware as I am, I still for a few weeks forgot that the thing was for me to finally find this courage to come and speak about chronic illness. So I even hired a coach to help me through my anxiety and my fear and just gently working through everything so that I would get to this. Because man, my inside have been like ringing like this, the fear of coming out and just starting to talk about this. So for the past several weeks, I've actually been working on it. Of course, not recording a video, but everything in the periphery to prepare to do a video, I did. And two things happened. One, my ego, of course, is getting in the way. Telling me, you know, go slow, start working on videos that you had recorded before and edit them and start with that so you can ease into it. And, you know, there's some merit to that, but at the same time, it was like, I know that I'm allowing this to slow me down. And of course, I was confused, like, how do I start this channel? Like, I've got to give Context. I've got to give a background story. Do I start with, here are the 10 things you should never tell a person who lives with a chronic illness, or here are 5 tips when you live with a chronic illness, and the things we need to do for ourselves. I just couldn't rally myself around those. So another good excuse just to slow me down. The other thing that happened is that while I was getting ready, I came across HSP, highly sensitive person. And learning about that has flipped my life on its head. It just threw me into even more confusion about how do I start this channel. It gave me another reason to just not do it. This HSP thing, it's legitimate. It's the way I am wired. It's actually physiological. I am part of the 15 to 20% of the population that is actually born this way. And I have now realized that this is who I am. A HSP, highly sensitive person, is just blowing my mind. And it's like I'm questioning whether the chronic illness is a result of being a HSP, if HSP created the chronic illness, if they're totally meshed and connected, which I so feel they are. Ever since coming across that and knowing that it's a thing, and finally all these years of being told I'm too sensitive, I'm too complicated, I feel too much, I think too much, I'm too slow to make decisions, you complicate everything. It's the way I am wired. It's actually physiological, but it's finally validating who I've been all my life, and it's telling me who I was not broken, I was not wrong, I was not to anything. I have this color of eyes, which is kind of yellow-green hazel, I'm not sure. This color of eyes, and I have an HSP nervous system. They can't be changed, either of them. So discovering this is giving me validation. It's also bringing me both clarity and confusion about my life. And it's also bubbling up anger. It's like the new dyslexia. I want to do a video about this. You know, people before were thought they were like stupid, not able to learn and all that. And then the scientific world realized that dyslexia was a thing. And now it's like this HSP is coming, and it's going to free a bunch of people who have been suffering from a world that doesn't understand HSP. HSP people, I will talk more about this for sure because it's changing everything for me. So today I decided I have to push through and actually do it with one video that's not going to make much sense, probably going to be too long, but it's me, it's my breakthrough video, and here I am. I'm Annie, I'm a HSP, I've lived with chronic illness all my life, and boy, do I have a lot to say. So, all that being said, is that I'm actually recording a video. What's holding you up, girl? Just get to it already. I did it. I did it! Oh my God. Wow, maybe I'm gonna sleep tonight. Hooray for healing. Hooray for pushing through fears. Oh my God, it's been so hard. I will be coming back for more, and I might post a few videos that I had recorded before. I'm still gonna post those. I love you. Thanks for bearing with me. Bye. After you subscribe to this channel, come on over to anniepaquette.com and pick up your free copy of my manifesto for the chronically different. If you live with a chronic illness, you need to read this. That's also where you'll get more details about my upcoming book, A Splendid Mess. Yes, it's a memoir. Once you're there, remember that, like me, my website still needs work. So please be patient with both of us.